Don't you go spitting that out. You swallow that, do you hear me? Swallow it! That's it. You swallow that. You know what? You stop that! You stop it! You that!
Cancer, June 21, July 20. Now is the time for change.
That makes you happy now! There! There! Punch it all in there! How does that make you feel, huh?
Little tasks you have been putting off can now be.
That make you happy? Is that what you want?
All the little tasks you have been putting off can now be moved to the front burner.
Yes? You promised me. Remember? If she lived past the age of 12, we could get her some help.
Billy, get up.
God damn it! What did you do that for? She's gonna kill me, you know that, right? I'm as good as dead.
You just have to tell him you don't know where we're at. You woke up when we were both gone.
Oh yeah, and how are you supposed to have gotten away, huh? You can't even do anything for yourself.
I don't know, you'll have to think of an excuse.
What are you gonna live on?
Department of Welfare. I'm going to have to call you back.
Is this where you handle the blind?
Oh, no, ma'am. This is social services. Now, if you just go around back where you came...
Could you lead me there then? I've got cataracts, and the woman told me on the telephone I could come down here and get some benefits.
Who's that with you?
That's Katie, my daughter.
How old are you, Katie?
She'll be 14 in April.
Of a 13-year-old girl are free on bail tonight, facing charges in what authorities are calling the worst case of child abuse they've ever seen.
The girl currently being treated for malnutrition at Children's Hospital, was apparently held captive by her parents from the age of 1 to 13.
Early reports indicate the child never even learned to speak, leading some to tag her a so-called wild child.
What you doing, Mr. Standen is an innocent victim of her domineering husband. That's the only comment we have to make at this time. Thank you.
And what happened to the little girl? You know what happened to
the only comment we can make at this time. Thank you.
Where's your daughter? What happened to the little girl?
Well, where's the house where the people tied that little girl to the toilet?
All rise. Be seated.
State versus Standen. You're charged with willful gross neglect of a minor placed in your custody. How do you plead?
Louise.
I plead not guilty. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Dr. Forrest, dial 182, please. Dr. Forrest, please dial 118. Dr. Kravitz, you have a visitor in the main lobby. Read that. Dr. Kravitz, a visitor in the main lobby.
She's beautiful. I mean, I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting.
Stan claims he's heard her use a few words for colors, and mama and stop it, I've heard her use those myself. We gather she learned them before she was locked away, but so far, she doesn't seem to have picked up any new ones.
Well, she's almost 14, right? So the critical period has passed.
I beg your pardon?
Lenneberg's hypothesis: if a child doesn't acquire a language by the time it reaches puberty, it never will.
Well, she hasn't officially crossed that line yet, so even if this theory is correct, then she still has a little time.
Here, you want to try?
Now listen, I don't want you to just dive in there and start testing. I want you to spend these next few weeks getting to know her, build up her confidence and trust. Unless, of course, you'd like to back out right now.
You like the hair? Katie, what color is that?
Katie, do you know the color? Do you know what color that is? Huh? That's red. Your hair's brown. Mine's gray.
Katie, do you remember me? I'm Dr. Glazer. I brought a friend of mine with me today. Her name is Sandra. Sandra.
So did you meet the famous Wild Child? And?
Katie, rise and shine. You remember Miss Tannen, don't you?
Morning, Katie.
Katie, I want to show you something, okay? Here. You think you can do that? Here. Katie, here, watch me, okay? All right? See? Apparently, she was never given enough time to chew her food, so she waits for it to break down in her mouth.
How are you doing, Sugar Pie? Got a present for you.
How did you know she wanted that?
She told me.
She did.
Well, she didn't use no words, but she told me just the same.
Now, and how many balloons do you have, Miriam?
4.
What about you, Wesley? How many balloons do you have?
3.
I think you might want to take another look at those balloons. Is it 3 or is it actually 2? Well, thanks to Katie, it's now definitely 3. Very good.
Good.
Judy, hi. We were never formally introduced. I'm Sandra Tannen.
I know who you are. Oh, you know, it's so funny. This hospital has gone to such lengths to secure a grant, and with the money that they've gotten, they could probably bring in Noam Chomsky himself. Instead, they run across town to UCLA and find some first-year graduate student.
Well, that's exactly what they wanted. I don't have any time constraints or family obligations.
No experience. Do you actually think you're qualified to teach this child how to talk?
I'm not here to teach her how to talk. I'm here to document the way she goes about acquiring language. There's a huge difference.
Well, you're certainly going to have a lot to document. This girl is going to make me famous. I'm going to be the next Annie Sullivan.
She really said that? Oh.
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Annie Sullivan's the one who taught Helen Keller, right?
That's the one.
I mean, all right, she's a very talented teacher, I agree. I've seen her in action, but, I mean, to state her ambitions in such overt terms.
Look, I know Judy's a little eccentric, but like you say, she's very good at what she does, and she's essentially well-meaning.
I hope you're right.
Would you like some more coffee, Mrs. Stanton?
Don't know as I would. Katie, did I tell you your brother moved away? Don't know as I know where exactly. Don't know as he told me.
Could I speak to you for a second?
Please, will you excuse us for a minute? Thank you.
So I'm assuming, because nobody told me she was going to be here today, that it's not a very good idea to ask her any questions, huh?
No, I think that's probably a wise assessment.
I hope you can appreciate my sense of frustration. I mean, we know so little about Katie's past. This woman is in a position to tell us so much.
The last time she talked, she wound up in jail. Don't forget, the court has decided that she's a victim, too.
Don't you want to know why? I mean, I'm not even talking as a scientist here. I'm talking as a human being. I want to know. I want to know how another human being was subjected to this kind of torture.
Well, you just have to be patient. Eventually there'll be some answers. There's been a suggestion that the hospital donated services to remove her cataracts. Kind of a,
goodwill gesture.
That's right. I still think it's vital that Katie continue to see her mother. She's the only link to the past that child has got.
Doesn't it feel great to get out of the hospital for a while? Oh my God.
What's wrong?
She's masturbating.
Nah, I got it.
What do you got there, Katie?
Green.
Oh.
Green. Yes, that's green. This is green. These are peas.
Hey.
Yeah,
Peas.
yeah.
That's
Oh my
right.
God.
Peas. And that is corn.
Corn.
Katie? Katie?
Hey. Easy. Oh.
Katie, come here. Come here. There's something else. Katie,
That's cute.
I'm
That's
sorry.
cute.
Katie.
Katie,
Katie,
come
there's
on,
something
come
I
on.
want to show
Come
you.
on.
Katie,
Sorry,
you have to leave
sorry.
that man alone. He doesn't want to be bothered.
Mother?
Bothered. Oh my God, that's right. toy store, and Katie was looking at these beach pails, you know? She just loves anything plastic.
Right.
So finally, Stan and I decided we're gonna buy her one. And the cashier says to us, "Are you sure she wants another one?" And we said, "Well, what do you mean?" And she says, "Well, that woman who just left just bought her one."
Wow.
No, but that's not what's really interesting. What's really interesting is that Stan and I were with her the whole time, and she never said one word to that woman or to anyone else.
Did you pay the phone bill, by the way?
I mean, I guess it's not that surprising. She's been cut off from language, so naturally she's developed this whole other way of communicating. But it is so fascinating. It's so fascinating to see the effect she has on people.
Right.
What are these?
That's
great. And you have eyes, right? Where are your eyes? No, those are Miss Bingham's eyes. Where are your eyes?
Look at that. It's just like she's blind. I mean, even the way she walks is a blindism, too. It's like she's testing out the ground beneath her feet because she doesn't even trust her eyes.
That's a gold mine for studying the effects of social isolation. Spent 3 whole summers there. In fact, even got a mountain named after me.
I think she's waking up. Look at her. She's scared to death. Can I just go in there for a few minutes?
She'll be back to sleep in no time. Now, when you isolate somebody, you start to see the effects in as little as 15 minutes. I imagine with what this little girl has been through, we're going to find some pretty severe abnormalities. Where do you think you're going?
I'm just going to go and say hello, just so that she knows I'm close by.
Sandra.
Pepsi generation for you.
Hi, Katie. Hi. No, you can't do that. No, I know it's so uncomfortable. Oh, no. No, sweetie, lie down. No, it's okay. It's okay. How about I sing you a song, huh? How about I sing you a song? Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Come on, Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. That's good. If that diamond ring, hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird, and if that mockingbird don't something, Mama's gonna buy you a dum-dum-dum-ding.
Sasso.
Now, this is very interesting. You see these spindles here? Mm-hmm. You see how they're all bunched up together like that? Mm-hmm. That's generally a sign of retardation from birth.
Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird, and if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring.
So she said Sandra Silly, huh?
Mm-hmm, that's what she said.
Amazing.
It's the first time she's called me by name. Or put 2 words together, for that matter. Come here, Katie.
Well, we all know there's been some progress, but that doesn't necessarily mean that Lacey's wrong.
Well, it doesn't mean he's right either. It's just one study. You know, Lacey admitted himself, you find those exact same sleep spindles in infant boys who've just been circumcised. You know, don't forget, Katie started speaking at 16 months, which is not the case with retarded children.
Katie, hey, Katie, come here.
Look, I'm not trying to be biased. I mean, I'm prepared to follow the facts, wherever they might lead.
Don't do that!
Brenda,
like that.
Yes, I know. You like pails. Pail. Yes, I know.
Like duck.
Yes, and you like buckets too, I know. But why is this one a pail and this one a bucket? They look the same to me.
Well, making more of our little research notes, I see. Katie, how would you like to spend the night at my house tonight?
I beg your pardon?
Dr. Glazer said it was fine. This child is not simply some tool of science, you know. It's about time she spent some time at a normal home.
A normal... Judy, do I need to remind you of certain comments you've made?
No.
And Miss Bingham likes Katie, too. Miss Bingham likes Katie more than anybody in the whole world.
Hello. Well, she's still asleep. Sure, I can give her a message. Wait, you're kidding me.
Who is it, Rob?
Katie's been quarantined over at Judy Bingham's house.
Judy's contracted rubella. Katie's been staying over at her house, so she's been exposed too. Now, obviously, there is no way we can risk infecting the rest of the children at the hospital.
I don't believe it. I don't believe this.
Well, I saw her with my own 2 eyes, and she's definitely got something.
Yeah, she's got something, all right. She's got Katie.
All right, let's just relax, okay? It's going to be business as usual, only for the next few weeks, it'll all take place at Judy's house.
Katie, could you open the door for me? The door. Could you go around and open the door for me? Yes, the door. No, sweetie. Hi, yeah. Could you open the door? Open the door. Sweetie, please, just open the door for me.
I'm sorry, I was indisposed. Come in.
Oh yeah, Sandra certainly did wait. So, how you feeling, Judy?
Much better, thanks.
Good door.
Boy, Katie, you are certainly learning a lot of new words.
But store is her favorite. Every building she sees, she stops and points and says, store.
Good door.
If it's all right with Miss Tannen, it's all right with me.
Now let's go.
You can watch TV for a few more minutes and then it's time to sleep.
I can't get over how well she's doing. You've really got a gift, Judy.
Well, I guess I can empathize. I was a very sickly child myself, and I always wanted kids of my own, but I guess it was just not meant to be. Anyway, I suppose you've noticed that Katie is fond of touching herself, haven't you?
Yeah, of course. She's even done it in public a few times.
And you've tried to stop her?
Yeah, of course I have. But, well, you know Katie. She's got a mind of her own.
Yes, but children are sponges and they do what they're taught to do.
Well, not always, you know. I mean, linguistically speaking, the seeds of language are there from birth. And the only way for a child not to develop language is to, well, to do what Katie's parents did. Just isolate her completely.
And you think the sexual instinct works the same way?
Well, it's not really my field of expertise, but even infants masturbate, right?
You want sugar?
Judy Bingham has accused me of molesting Katie. Yeah, I went over there yesterday, just to check things out. And Judy told me that I could take Katie out for a walk. So we get back to the house. Katie's hair's a little mussed, from the wind. Judy looks right at her.
She's out of her mind. She's completely out of her mind.
I can't tell you how I felt. I mean, a charge like that, if it goes public, I'm the last person in the world who would do anything like that.
Well, who would believe her? I mean, you practically saved Katie. Everyone in this hospital knows that.
Oh.
You treated her like she was your own.
Oh, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I win a suit for slander, the charges would still stick. I mean, people would always wonder. I really care about that little girl. But, I don't think I have any choice except to quit the team.
Katie, the door. Door. Oh, Katie, please, not again.
I'll be right back, Katie.
What's going on?
I don't think it's a very good idea for you to see Katie today.
Well,
your visits are tiring her.
Since when? Since when do you decide who she sees and doesn't see? You're not her guardian.
Well, as a matter of fact, I've applied to become just that. And until social services make their decision, she's to remain in my custody.
Judy, don't you realize what you're doing? You're cutting her off from the rest of the world. It's like she is right back in the house she grew up in. Oh, first Stan York and then me. Who's gonna be next, huh? Are you gonna go on holding her hostage for the rest of her life? How about this one? No? Okay. Do you know what that is? Okay. How about that? Yes, that's it. I didn't even know you knew what a log was. It's okay. How about this one?
Am I disturbing anything?
No, not at all. I was just reviewing the same work I was doing over a month ago. It's pretty much all I can do at this point.
Beverly and I have been talking about this whole situation, and, we've pretty much decided to apply as Katie's foster parents.
Oh, Norman. That's the best news I've heard in weeks.
It's not a firm decision yet. I mean, Katie is, obviously she's a handful, and we do have 3 children of our own.
Of course, sorry. In especially my zeal, I hadn't even given that any consideration.
And then I've already taken over as Katie's therapist. I mean, Beverly, with her background in child development, will be a lot of help in that department, but I'm also a researcher on the case, so to try to balance all of that is...
Yeah, I see. I see your dilemma.
But I think it can be done. So if Katie's social workers give us the go-ahead, then we're willing to give it a shot.
I love you.
I don't know what to say.
Not now you don't. But believe me, this is not over yet. You are depriving this child of the best home she's ever had, or ever will have. And I'm gonna make sure you all pay if it's the last thing I ever do.
Jonathan, you've
got your lunch. Have a good day.
Bye.
Katie, watch me. Watch, okay, watch this. Oh, I am so mad. Boy, I'm so mad. I could just... You see? I'm so mad that I could just throw a complete tantrum. Just a complete tantrum. You see me? So mad, I'm so mad, I'm so mad. Harder. Good, now say, I am mad, Katie. Say, I'm mad.
Katie, mad.
Good, good. Now jump up and down, jump up and down.
I know this is helping, Katie, but you may live to regret this one day.
Harder, jump up and down. Good. Now say, I am very, very angry.
I am very, very angry.
Good, good. Now you're going to run over here and slam the door. Just slam this door.
You might be right.
Car has mirror.
The car has a mirror.
Katie, did you take my hairbrush?
Can't this wait till later?
Well, I'm sorry, but she's been appropriating too many of my things, and frankly, my patience is running a little thin.
So, what should we do now?
Want Sandra play piano?
Oh, it's concert time, is it? Oh, all right. All right. What do you want to hear me play?
I am trying really hard. I really am. But sometimes I don't think you guys realize that I have problems too. Really?
Oh, come on. Of course we do.
Oh, we have a request for Chopin. Okay. Let me find something I know. Okay.
So, I believe this is the first time you've ever actually seen me in person, isn't it?
You're a lot shorter than I thought you'd be.
It's so nice to finally meet you, Mrs. Stanton.
Louise.
Katie, Mama's here.
So, would you like something to drink?
Don't know that I will. Thank you.
Well, lunch is almost ready. I made something special. I hope you like it.
She is. Here's Katie.
Katie, happy Mama C.
What have you done to her to make her walk so peculiar?
So, I hear you're from Oklahoma.
I used to be.
You ever seen a tornado?
Once.
I actually did a paper for school on tornadoes, and I found out something kind of interesting. They've actually hit Los Angeles a couple of times.
I don't believe that.
What? I mean, think about it. You got warm air coming up from Baja and cold air coming down from the Sierra Nevadas. It's always the interaction of those two fronts that causes the tornado.
Jonathan's got the family aptitude for science.
I beg your pardon.
Katie, what are you supposed to do before you reach for something at the table? You're supposed to ask, right? Now say, may I have the applesauce, please?
Come on, Katie. Come on, you can do that.
Don't torture the child. If she doesn't want to say anything, she doesn't have to.
I mean, you could have at least acknowledged the operation. I mean, it's not like we arranged it as some form of blackmail. I don't know.
Well, I think she must be overwhelmed. I mean, personally, I don't know how well I would take it. If I arrived at a complete stranger's house and then I saw this complete stranger acting as a surrogate mother to my child.
Well, I guess you must feel pretty powerless.
Good morning, Katie. Get up. It's time for breakfast. Well, it's finally happened.
What's finally happened?
What we've been waiting for.
Hi, Katie. Hi.
I know Beverly already tried to explain this to you, but you really don't have anything to be afraid of. What happened to you happens to every woman. It happens to me. It happens to Beverly. It just means you're becoming a big girl, that's what it means. I think she'll be all right. God, she just finished toilet training. She's already menstruating.
Well, look, there is a silver lining to all this. The critical period's over. Anything Katie learns from now on is over the line. So I guess we're going to finally find out if the Lenneberg theory is correct.
It's not a theory. It's a hypothesis. Katie's going to prove it wrong. You just watch.
I have an announcement. We have a new student who's going to be joining us today. Now, she's a little bit older than the rest of us, than the rest of you, but she's never been to school before. So, I want you all to be especially nice to her. Do I make myself clear? Yes, Miss. Class, this is Katie Standen. And what do we say to Katie? Hi, Katie. All right, dear, you can sit down wherever you'd like.
Sit here. Ooh, you are fighting. I'm here.
Now, Katie, this is Kurt. Now, he's already been told where to drop you off, so don't worry, okay? Now the sun shines in my life. I'm not standing in the shadows anymore. I was lonely and out of touch. I had it all. Katie! In me, I had much. I was lost till you came along. But now I see how it should be. I'm seeing things differently. This
It must have taken 2 whole minutes, but we finally got her loose.
How'd the bus driver take it?
Oh, he was great. He was great. He was really, really nice guy. Did I mention he's gorgeous?
Several times.
Oh, God, I told Katie if I were unattached, I'd go for him in a heartbeat.
Well, you're not.
I'm sorry. Oh, God, you know, I'm with Katie so much, and she could be such a tease. She's got this really playful side that, oh, well, you'll see one day. She's got this amazing capacity to sort of catch you up in whatever mood she's in.
It's magical. Yep, she's just magic all the way around.
Hey, is something wrong?
It's just ever since you started working with Katie, I've heard so much about her. I mean, that's pretty much all you talk about.
So I'm boring you.
No, but you know, you keep building her up. You keep saying I'm gonna meet her one day, so I really don't want to be disappointed, you know? I mean, nobody can be that great.
Fine. Fine. From now on, my lips are sealed.
Where is may I have 10 cents? Now, does that sound like a question, Katie? A question. Okay, I want you to just try again, and this time I want you to try very hard.
Oh, geez, I am so sorry. I was at the hospital and I heard that.
Norman, this is Eleanor. Sorry, I don't remember.
Schultz.
How do you do?
And this is Dr. Richard Tennyson.
Hello.
We're from the
National Institute of Mental Health. Yes, Beverly called me and told me you were, actually, pardon me, I assumed that we were going to be seeing each other at my office.
Well,
and,
this is the place where most of the work takes place, isn't
yes,
it?
yes, it is.
Katie? Katie, you know better than that. Beverly doesn't like it when you spit on the floor.
Toy go calm mine.
A coal mine is in the basement. You see, sometimes we appropriate some of Katie's toys as a kind of a disciplinary... Look, why don't I just show you around, hmm?
The spoon goes here, Katie.
I showed them all the videotape I've shot. For almost an hour, they sit there looking at it, and then all they can say is, so where is your research? Well, I just showed them my damn research. And they start in about how it's not all perfectly cataloged.
Well, that's what they're paying for, isn't it?
Well, of course it is, but you know what? It's not fair for them to just drop by and expect everything to be just
I
perfect.
think we need you in here.
Right, here we go again.
Norm, you don't think we're in any danger of losing the grant, do you?
Oh, of course not. They know how important this is. I just need to clarify my part of the research.
Good morning, Katie.
What's that? Kurt loves Katie. Miss Brill, Katie's drawing dirty pictures. Oh.
Katie, why did you do that?
Very, very angry.
Katie, what's wrong, huh? I'm not gonna hurt you. You know that. Tell me what's bothering you. Come on, put it into words.
I never did get out to the beach much. Wes would never take me.
He was a cruel man, wasn't he? Katie said something the other day. She said, and these are her exact words, "Father hit big stick." Do you have any idea what that might mean?
Well, Wes, he didn't like noise. That's why he didn't want children. And Katie, well, sometimes
she'd make noise.
And Wes, he kept a big stick in the corner of her room for when she acted up.
So how often did he beat her?
Not all that much. He had a few other ways of keeping her quiet.
Like?
He'd growl.
What?
He'd growl. Like a dog.
That kept her quiet?
I imagine so, otherwise he wouldn't have kept on doing it. Those people Katie lives with, the Glazers, they don't care for me much, do they?
I wouldn't say that.
Then why won't they let me see Katie at their house? Why do you have to drive Katie all the way out here just so I can spend some time with her?
Well, I think the Glazers, you know, I think they're concerned that you might not feel comfortable seeing Katie with, well, you know, foster parents. Louise, it's not that they don't like you, they're just trying to be considerate.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Katie. Ask me a question. Look, I don't care what it is, just ask me something.
Dark.
Yes, it is dark. It's late. Just ask me a question and we'll be all through.
Where Kurt come Thursday?
So what you really want to ask me is, where will Kurt pick me up on Thursday, right?
Dark.
All right, let's call it a day. Do you remember when I told you I had a friend I wanted you to meet? The one named Rob. Remember? Well, he's finally made it over. Come on. Get up. Rob, this is Katie. Katie, this is Rob.
Hi, Katie.
Katie, where are you going?
That's very pretty, Katie.
She made it all by herself.
You did?
I sewed dress.
Beverly taught her how to operate a sewing machine.
Rob want graham cracker?
I think she's inviting you for a snack, but ask him again, and this time, put it in a question.
Where is cracker?
I'd be honored to share a graham cracker with you. What are you doing?
Go back to bed, Rob.
Can't that wait until morning?
Rob, please. Go back to bed. She's leveled off. I don't think she's making any true progress at all. I mean, the vocabulary's there, you know, but it's not at the normal level that you'd find in the average child just entering kindergarten. And even with the words that she has learned, she can't construct a grammatical sentence in English.
Mm-hmm. Or anything beyond the rudimentary.
I like sewing. In Katie's case, it could just as easily be sewing like I. Even when she is being grammatical, it's not.
On purpose, yeah. Mm-hmm. I see your point.
You know what really amazes me is how effective she is when she's not relying on speech. I mean, she always manages to find some way to make herself understood, Norm. And she's so good with her hands. Maybe we can find a way to combine the two.
Okay, let's try that again. Ready? I will see, remember you learned it like that, 2 fingers. See the dentist tomorrow. Do it again, one more time. I will, right, see the dentist tomorrow. Very good, very good. Hey, say something to Sandra. Anything you want to say.
Katie loves Sandra. Sandra loves Katie too.
Mom?
Hey, when'd you get home?
They've discontinued the grant.
What?
The NIMH, they've dropped it. I kept telling Norm to organize his research better, and he kept telling me, oh, everything's fine.
Well, so where does that leave Katie?
The Glazers have already made new arrangements. Can you believe this? They've already found new accommodations.
And new accommodations where?
I fixed up your room. You want to go see it?
Go ahead, Katie.
It's brand new. They just delivered it this morning. He's gone already, huh? Well, why don't I fix us something to eat?
I think that once you actually see the institution, you'll agree that Katie couldn't find better care anywhere.
Well, hello there.
Hi.
Mrs. Duray, this is,
Duria.
Duria, this is, Sandra Tannen. She used to work with Katie.
Actually, I think I'm going to have a chance to work with her again. It looks like the National Science Foundation is going to approve my grant proposal.
Really? Do you know Peter Chang? He's at the NSF.
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Well, I better run. Give me a call tomorrow, Louise, and we'll try to set up a meeting to get together and see the place.
Fine.
And it was nice meeting you.
Nice woman. I didn't quite get what she does. Hi, Katie. Hey. How are you? Oh, yes, I know you miss Beverly. I'm sure she misses you, too. Well, that is just the best picture anybody has ever made of me. You know what? Why don't you make another picture of Rob so I could take it home and show him what a great artist you are? Huh? Louise, I hope you aren't considering placing Katie in some sort of institution.
I can't see that I have much choice. She spits all over my nice clean floors, she stomps her feet and slams the doors. And she rubs her hands all over her private parts. She never used to do such things.
Yeah, well, she wasn't able to.
Oh, I thought I could take care of her again. Katie's got a lot of problems. I didn't realize the kinds of problems she's got.
You know what I would do if I were in your place, Louise? I would call the Department of Social Services. I would ask them to place Katie in a foster home. You know, a nice couple whose kids have left home, or maybe the kids are old enough to help out. I would hate to see her end up in an institution, Louise. It is too cold an environment for someone like Katie. She needs love. She needs a family.
Let's bow our heads in prayer. Katie, what did I just say?
Head prayer.
Thank you, Colleen.
Heavenly Father, we thank Thee for these blessings You have bestowed upon us. We pray that You guide our actions as we perform Your work. Jill, you know you aren't supposed to use sign language.
You have something to say, just say it. We can't understand you when you talk with your hands.
That goes for you too, Katie.
My brother got killed in Vietnam. He stepped on a bomb and he got blown up. Blown up? Mm-hmm.
Katie, I told you you can't wear jewelry to church. Now give me the necklace. Don't fool around now, Katie. Come on, you'll make us all late.
That will be quite enough of that, young lady.
So where's the girl?
Ah, she moved.
Doing well, I hope.
Yeah, she's doing really, really well, thanks.
Well, if it isn't the famous linguist herself. And you are becoming quite famous, you know.
Hello, Judy.
I read your little article that you got published. What was it called? Oh, yes. Linguistic Development in the Modern Day Wild Child. Catchy title. But a little insulting to Katie, don't you think? I mean, saying that Katie couldn't form, what was it, grammatical questions. That's a lie. Maybe she never did when she was with you, but when she was living with me, she asked grammatical questions all the time. And saying that her father hit her for vocalizing, what evidence do you have to make a remark of that kind? That's not science. That's conjecture.
Would you like me to cut up a banana to put on your cereal?
No banana.
Colleen, pass me the sugar.
I'll take her to the bathroom.
Wait a minute. I'll get something to clean this up.
And furthermore, I told her she could no longer have any visits from her mother.
Why? Because she looks forward to them. The only way to impress a child is to deprive it of something that it values.
Mrs. Manning, didn't the DSS tell you that this girl has an extremely unusual background?
We have 2 other foster children with equally unusual backgrounds. They don't go around eating their own vomit.
It's the act of an animal.
Tell me more about Kurt, Katie. I want to hear more about Kurt.
Hi, Katie. Hi. Oh. I heard about your accident. Do you want to tell me about it? You're keeping your mouth shut because you're afraid you'll vomit, right? Is that what you're doing? Well, why don't you use sign language? Hmm?
Mr. Manning doesn't want her to use sign language. Mr. Manning.
Look, Mr. Manning can go to hell. Colleen, don't tell Mr. Manning that I said that. I don't want him to take it out on Katie.
I promise.
Talk to me. Katie, please talk to me. If you would just see her for yourself, Norm, you would understand why I'm... But all I'm asking is for you to just take her back to Children's Hospital. This house is the worst placement you could possibly... We'll figure that out later. First, we've got to get her out of that house. I'm not exaggerating in the slightest. This is a real crisis. It's... Okay. 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 Thank you, Norm. Thank you.
He's going to help?
He's gonna help. Good morning, Miss Tannen. Morning. Please, Katie. Katie, you've got to eat. Katie, you've got to eat. If you don't eat, you'll get sick. Katie, come on. Open, open, open. You're okay. You're okay. Open. Good.
Can I help you?
Yes, yes. I would like to speak to the social worker who's handling the Standen case.
Standen?
Yeah, Katie Standen. If you would just pay her a visit, I'm sure you would see that she's got to be relocated immediately. It's awful there. She won't eat. She won't speak.
Seems like she's the problem, not the foster parents.
Do you know even the slightest thing about her background? We are talking about a very unique child here.
They're all unique. You see all these files on my desk? There's a child that goes with each one of them. One's lost his parents in a fire, another's been molested since infancy.
And I empathize with each and every one of them. I do. But if you would just make an effort to familiarize yourself with the history of this particular child, I think you would see that she's in a class all her own.
Oh, so we're interested in class distinctions, are we?
So, you're not married to Miss Tannen?
Well, we're talking about it. Thank you.
And you're already living together?
Yep, we're living in sin.
Katie. Katie, don't you want to see Rob? Huh? Oh, he's dying to see you.
Katie's been hurting herself. She does this all the time. At night, she lies there doing it till the blood comes out.
Katie, let me see. Katie, show me. Where? Oh. 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 5 minutes. That's all I'm asking for. 5 minutes of your time. I know it was hard on you. I know you and Beverly had to sacrifice a great deal having Katie come and live here with you. Maybe you don't think that I can appreciate the extent of those sacrifices, but in my own limited way, I think I can. So I can understand why you don't want to get involved again. And I wouldn't be asking you if I could think of anything else to do. I mean, if I were Sandra Tannen, MD, PhD, LCSW, I could walk into that house and take her straight to the hospital. But I don't have all those letters by my name, Norm. I'm not asking you to move her back in again. I just want you to help me stop her from destroying herself. I mean, if you could just see the extent of the damage. Please help her, Norm. I'm begging you. Nobody else will do it. Nobody else. It's just me. It's just me. It's okay.
heard she was living in an abusive home, I didn't even blink. I got right in my car, I went over there, and an hour later I checked her into the hospital.
Well, hooray for you.
Oh, Amanda, this is Sandra Tannen. Sandra, this is Amanda Black from the DSS. She's going to be taking over Katie's case.
Nice to meet you.
I understand you were concerned about the other 2 girls living with the Mannings, and you'll be happy to know their cases are under review.
I'd be happier knowing that they were both out of there.
Well, these things take time. But it would be relatively easy to find new placements for those 2. Katie, well, I'm sure you know that's a bit more problematic. We've got to make sure this situation doesn't reoccur.
Yeah, I'm all for that.
You know, I don't know how you'll take to this suggestion, but how'd you like to have Katie come live with you?
With me?
From what I understand, you 2 have a good relationship. You've known each other a fairly long time. You obviously have a good understanding of Katie's needs. In fact, we'll probably never find anyone else who understands her nearly so well.
It's just that.
She's very demanding. I know. I realize that.
It's not just her. It's us. It's you. How would you ever find time to finish school if you had to look after Katie?
You know, I've thought about all that. From every practical standpoint, this is the worst idea I've ever heard.
But you can't help thinking about it.
I'm sorry, I must have the wrong room.
She was moved to another location.
You mean another hospital?
I honestly don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
She was moved this morning to another location. That's all the information I have.
Who moved her? Somebody had to authorize it.
As a matter of fact, she was accompanied by her mother.
She's not here.
Do you mind if I ask where she is?
In a place of my own choosing. And don't give me any of your nonsense about what's good for Katie. You don't know what's good for Katie. You never did.
Louise, please. I have driven all the way out here. Could I please just come in and speak to you for just a few minutes?
Louise, please. The way you hounded that child. Don't say it like this, Katie. Say it like that. And giving her all those tests, that's why she couldn't get along with the Mannings. You pushed her to a point where she didn't know what Jen was up anymore.
Louise, that's not true. Katie loved the work that we did. I mean, there were days when even I didn't want to work, and she would make me do it.
That's the way you trained her. She was never a person to you. She was just some little scientific project.
No. I needed her in my life. From the first moment that I laid eyes on her.
Well, you won't be laying eyes on her anymore. If I find you anywhere near Katie, I'm going to call my lawyer. And that goes for the Glazers and Dr. York and anybody else from Children's Hospital. She is my daughter. I'll decide what's done with her.
She's gonna think that I abandoned her. You know? Could I please say goodbye?
No goodbyes. No, nothing. Just go back where you came from and stay there.
Louise, there's something I've wanted to ask you from the very beginning, but I never felt that I should. Why? Why did your husband isolate Katie?
I can't tell you that.
You can't or you won't.
How can I tell you something I don't understand myself? Nobody understood Wes. Except maybe his mother. This was her house. When Katie was a baby, we would spend about as much time here as we would at our place. She was like somebody out of the Old West. Used to run a house of ill repute. Even in her old age, she still packed a pistol. Oh, Wes, he was just wild about her. I think he cared more about her than he ever did me.
She sounds like quite a character.
Oh, she was. Wes was never the same after she died. It happened right outside this door. She was walking out to get an ice cream when this car comes running right up on her. Killed instantly, just like that. And I swear she wasn't in the ground more than a week. Then Wes moved us all in here. Her bedroom, Wes wanted to keep it just the way it was when she was alive. So we all had to sleep in the living room. Or everybody but Katie. She had the room in the back. It was almost like Wes was giving her something special.
It sounds like he projected his feelings for his mother onto Katie.
I beg your pardon.
I didn't mean to. Go on.
Well, one day I took Katie to the doctor. She was sick a lot from the day she was born. And this doctor said it looked to him like she was retarded. Well, that was it as far as Wes was concerned. He said if those doctors get a hold of her, we'd never get her back. He said she probably wouldn't live to the age of 3 anyway. But she just kept getting older. And I was already starting to go blind, so Wes, he was the one taking care of her. I knew she needed help. But Wes, he was always walking around with that pistol his mother left him. The one he used to kill himself with. It happened right here in this room. Sometimes in the middle of the night, I'll hear the floor settle, and I could swear it was Wes, walking around with that pistol in his belt.
He was trying to protect her. Like she was a princess locked away in a tower.
Wes never did trust doctors, and in that regard, I've come around to his way of thinking.
Hello, Miss Tannen.
So how long has this been going on?
From the moment that I read that article of yours, I thought Katie's mother should know the kind of people she's dealing with. But believe me, I didn't have to say much. My objections found very sympathetic ears.
There was nothing wrong with that article. You were just looking for an excuse. You didn't care what it was, just as long as it helped you get Katie back.
And thanks to you, I never will. Poisoning the DSS against me? Well, who's sorry now? Hello.
Even after all this time, I continue to hope that somehow, some way, I'll get to see Katie again. And when I think about that possibility, which is every single day, I always wonder what I'd say to her. I know I'd apologize for leaving the way I did. It wasn't by choice, but I'd apologize just the same, just so she'd know it wasn't her fault. And then I'd ask all about her life. I'd ask who she sees, what she does, and whether or not she's happy. And obviously, I hope she'd tell me yes. Even if she did, I'd still wish there was some way I could give her back all the things she lost. But I know that isn't possible. All I can do is concentrate on those things that are under my control. And that goes for each and every one of us. Hush, little baby, don't say a word. Mama's gonna buy you a mockingbird. And if that mockingbird don't sing, Mama's gonna buy you a diamond ring. And if that diamond ring turns brass, Mama's gonna buy you a looking glass. And if that looking glass gets broke, Mama's gonna buy you a billy goat. And if that billy goat won't pull, Mama's gonna buy you a cart and bull. And if that cart and bull turn over, Mama's gonna buy you a dog named Rover. And if that dog named Rover won't bark, Mama's gonna buy you a horse and cart. And if that horse and cart fall down, you'll still be the sweetest little baby in town.